This video explains the topic solution from chapter number 2 is matter around us pure from class 9 NCERT science book, and it comes under the chemistry part, that is what is a solution. As we have already know that solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substance. In while studying mixture, so you have already studied two type of mixture there, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. If the homogeneous mixture is there, then we will call it as a solution. So solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances, and these two or more, if they are having two substances, then such type of solution is considered as binary solution, and more than ternary, quaternary and pentanary solution may be there. But since we only study the binary solution here, so there are two components of the solution, and these two components of solution are solute and solvent. So solute are those components which are present in small quantities and which we need to dissolve in some solvent thing, then that is considered as solute. Whereas the solvent is that component of solution which dissolve other component into itself, and it is always present in large quantities in a solution. So this is why it is known as a solvent. So there are two components of solution, solute and solvent. One which is in less quantity is solute, and one which is in large quantity is solvent. So its solvent will dissolve solute in it, and solute get dissolved in solvent. So examples of solution are, we have salt solution, that is if we dissolve salt in water, then it will form a salt solution, and here the solute is salt and the solvent is water. And other examples include sugar solution, alloys, seawater, copper sulfate solution, alcohol and water, soft drinks. All these are the examples of solution itself. And these solutions that we have studied here in example are considered as true solutions. Why true solution? Because the particles are mixed so well with solvent that we cannot distinguish one from another. So if in a solution we are unable to distinguish between solute and solvent, then we will call it as a true solution here. Because the amount of solute or the particles of a solution are so small that are unable to be seen by naked eyes. So on the basis of whatever we have studied, we have to discuss the properties of solution. So the following are the properties of solution. First, a solution is a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous we have already described, that homo means same and genus means concentration. So a solution which is having a uniform concentration throughout is considered as homogeneous mixture. Next is the size of solute particle is very small, that is less than 1 nanometer. Nanometer means 10 raised to the power minus 9 nano, and meter means, so this much less is the size of solute particle, very small. You can see it. The particles of a solution cannot be seen even with a microscope. So from the previous point we come to know that the particle is having its size less than 1 nanometer, and it is so small that we are also unable to see it with microscope also. So the particles, next point is the particle of a solution can pass through filter paper. So each and every particle inside a solution, whether it is solute or solvent, is capable of passing through the filter papers. So no material is left behind in a solution. You can have this experiment at your home also. Just take a sugar solution and filter it through some, you can say some paper thing, notebook paper. Although it will take some time because we are not having the filter paper, but yet what you will observe that each and every component of that solution has passed through that filter paper here. So this much size, the size is so small there. Then the components of a solution cannot be separated by filtration, and also the filter that we have used, so component of solution are not separated by filtration process. So what are the components? Solute and solvents are not separated from each other by the simple process of filtration only, because filtration is a physical process. So the particles of solute present in solution do not separate out on keeping. If you left the solution undisturbed for a while, then you will observe that nothing in that gets settled down at the bottom. So this is how you would come to know that the given solution is a true solution. So if you and what is that property, that if you let's take an example of sugar solution here. If you put the sugar solution for 1 day, 2 day or 3 day, so even after this much time, what you will observe when you will drink it, you will find the same taste of sugar inside it. So no particle of sugar gets settled at the base of that solution here. So these do not separate on keeping. Then the next point is, a solution does not scatter. A beam of light passing through its particles are very, very small. So when we pass a light and when we incidented a beam of light on the solution, and which is a true solution, the particle is so small that even light, they are unable to scatter the beam of light, because the particles are so small that they are undetected by the light also. That's why we are unable to see with the microscope them. So this is also a property of solution. If you want to know that whether a given solution is true solution or not, just pass a light through it, and if you are not able to see the path of light, then it means it is a true solution. Then we would move on to the next topic, that is types of solution. So the first type is on the basis of type of solvent. If you are using water as a solvent, then it is aqueous solution, and if you are using another liquid except water as a solvent, then those are considered as aqueous solutions. So aqueous solutions are those which are made by dissolving various solute in water, and for that you will always study a term AQ in the chemical reaction given everywhere in the book. The example of aqueous solution is, if we dissolve sugar in water, this is an example of aqueous solution. And next is non-aqueous solution, means if solution is formed by dissolving the solute in organic liquids like alcohol, acetone, carbon tetrachloride, etc., and these are considered as non-aqueous solution. For example, the tincture of iodine, which is produced by dissolving iodine in alcohol, is known as tincture of iodine. So this comes under non-aqueous solution because here the solvent is alcohol, not water. Okay, and tincture of iodine is having some antiseptic property in it. So if we have wound, it also help in healing of the wounds itself. Another basis of classification of solution is on the basis of state of solute and solvent, whether they are solid, liquid or gas. If we are dissolving solid in solid, means we have solid solute, the first part given is solute and the second gives us is the solvent. If we dissolve solid in solid, then this is a type of solution. For example, alloys, an example is brass. Brass is formed by Cu and zinc, by mixing of copper and zinc. And then solid in liquid, if we dissolve solid in liquid, whatever solutions we have studied comes under that is the sugar solution or tincture of iodine. All these are the examples of solids and liquid, and this we have observed commonly in our homes also. Then liquid, in liquid is the vinegar that you have taken, apple vinegar, or what we call in Hindi sirka. Okay, it is a mixture of water and ethanoic acid. CH3COH is the formula of ethanoic acid. So both are mixed, so that is liquid in liquid solution. Then gas in liquid, soda water, in which carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, that is gas in liquid solution. And last but not the least is gas in gas solution, means in which air is an example of gas in gas solution, which consists of different percentage of gases, like we have 21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen, and other gases are only 1%. So this is all about the solution.